Hi, everyone. It's me, Leanne Christine, and I want to chat with you about something that really just, I don't know, this topic inspires me because I hear this all the time. I hear this all the time. And this is when someone said something like this: when I have my millions, I am going to travel the world. Okay. When I have a lot more money, I'm going to build a greenhouse. When I have the house, the perfect house, I'm going to build an art studio and become a painter, or just paint. Maybe they're already a painter. When I have my buckets of money, I'm going to hire a band and have a giant party. I've heard that one before. And I've heard so many iterations of this when I have, and it's normally connected to money. Most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, the money is the pivotal, is the axis to which something else can be done or created. And what I want to get to is the energy behind. So not about the money part, but I want to get to really talk about the energy that's behind that statement. There's this way that some people are, I've done it before. I've caught myself doing this. There's this way that people approach their creations, their dreams. And there's a difference between living in a fictitious future. So that's what I just described. That's a fictitious future, or living in an intentional future. And the two are very, very different. And it's okay as a creator, to live in an intentional future, because we have a vision. We have a vision. We have a desire. That says it all. We have a vision of what we want to create. And then we start living in the actions and the steps in the micro doses of experiencing that end result vision. Let's just call it an end result. Let's just call it that for now, just so that we can walk ourselves through this. So in the fictitious future, there's absolutely no real intention behind that statement. It's kind of like a wishful thinking. It's kind of like, it's something that it carries the energy of a bit of an escapism from where the current reality is right now, where they are in their current reality. So, when I have this, I will live in, I will have this, so there's this axis of, when I have this, then I can have this. And so but there's no real intention or action being taken to get to that vision, to that end result. But when we look at living in the intentional future, there's an intention behind it. So this intention has momentum. This intention has actions. This intention has an experience of the micro doses of that end result here right now, in the choice that you've made to take the action. The action takes place, and then you actually have an experience, what I like to call micro doses of the end result. So you get to experience doses of that end result, particles of that end result coming into fruition, becoming reality, growing and expanding on itself. And so it starts somewhere, and that somewhere is a microdose of it. And then it builds in another microdose and another microdose. And then all of a sudden, like a puzzle, when all the pieces are put together, you are experiencing your end result. And it's intentional. There's momentum behind it. The moment you say yes, you start experiencing that end result pretty much immediately. Because when you have that vision, and even if you're someone who spends time in visualization, which I highly recommend, connecting to the field and the infinite potential that's there that you can connect to, that that's intentional. That's intentional, and it's immediate. And so you can start experiencing it right away. Whereas if you're sitting around with your feet up on the table, and you're kind of, saying things like, when I get this money, I will have this experience. When I get this money, or I will have this other experience, I will do this. When I have this house, then I can have this. So there's this, you see it, you're right, you see it. That's where it ends. It kind of just bloop, drops off a cliff, and it's kind of like this energy that holds no momentum. There's no action taken. There's no micro dosing experiences of that end result. It just kind of bloop, falls off the edge of the cliff, and then you move on to your next thought or idea, without putting any momentum and action behind it. And so there's a difference, and I see this all the time. Growing up, I know my parents used to say things like that all the time, and I used to think to myself, oh, cool, man. Like, when they said that, I thought, okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. But it never happened. That's a long pause, because I really want you to understand. The crickets in that pause means it never happened. There was no intentional action that was taken to make it happen. There was no microdose experience of that end result to give give that vision, action, momentum, build up, potential for expansion, potential for the infinite magic of the creative field to come and meet you halfway. There was none of that. And so I feel very deeply about this, because I know that a lot of us, including myself, including you, have vision. You have a dream. You have a desire. You have something that you want to create, that you love, that you would, that if it actually became if it actually became a reality, you would be ecstatic. That was my phone. You would be ecstatic. You would be dancing and skipping in the road, in the middle of the road. You wouldn't care, because it would be just the most elative experience to have your vision, your dream, your love become a reality. And what I'm seeing is that vision, that dream, not becoming a reality in so many people's lives. And I feel very passionate about it. And that's why I do what I do, is to be that person, that coach who stands behind your vision, your dream, your idea, and helps you make it become a reality. So it's something that I wanted to share with you, and just catch yourself. Have you caught yourself? Have you ever said that? What, someday I will do this when I have this. So there's this fulcrum, there's this condition that has to kind of take place. And are you living in the fictitious future, the one that just drops off the edge of the cliff? Or are you living in the intentional future, where the steps and the actions are actually taking place towards what you actually want to create? It's not just a dream that you get to just kind of mention in passing, but it's something that you are intentionally putting your energy behind, and your passion, your love, and starting to create it. And when you're living in that fictitious future, there's a message being sent to your subconscious that you're not going to have that thing. It's okay to talk about it, but you'll never have it. So that is building the muscle memory in the field, in your body, in your mind, in your heart, that you can say these things about what you want to create, but there's actually nothing behind it. And so I recommend not saying that anymore. That's what I recommend. And I recommend that when you do say it, when you do choose to say it, I'm going to, this is going to be created, then you take the action, you take steps, and you make it happen. And that's my challenge for you. You be in the intention of that, and no more fictitious futures, right? Yes. So love this. If you would like to know more or chat with me about how to translate your dream, your vision into reality, please text me, message me. Actually, just message me through Facebook Messenger. That's the easiest. And just text me intentional future. I love that. And we'll chat. So enjoy this. And that is my challenge and my share for this week. And I love you so much. And I love what you're creating and your intention behind it. And continue making magic. Mwah. And I will see you next time.